We are 10 bright young individuals, and we are brought here together to create this council and to ensure youth voice, participation, and engagement were a vital part of this conference. Although we come from all parts of the world, we cannot represent every youth voice on this planet. But we are, however, representing the outcome of what happens when you invest in youth.
I want to try pronounce that. So they form an organization. This is how it's pronounced. Yo Tabie Tango Algo Que Decía, which actually stands for I too have something to say.
Gender inequality and gender-based violence happen every time we don't talk about it. If we keep it private, if we keep it a private issue and we don't openly talk about it in community and in society.
We cannot take this one-size-fits-all in terms of coming as though we have the better knowledge. It's about understanding the context and creating the best outcomes in those contexts with that approach and being adaptive.
We have to question, what are we doing? A lot of us are celebrating 150, Canada's 150. But what are we doing to ensure that these Indigenous communities are getting the resources that they need?
Nothing can be decided on behalf of women, but the issues that they face cannot be solved without targeting one of the biggest issues and the biggest causes of the problem, which is gender inequality that is perpetuated by toxic masculinities.
We work with a local partner, adults that give us training for us to then go to the school to work with young people on issues of protection, particularly sexual violence and child participation.
So I think learning about adolescent health is very important because we lack data on many subjects.
In fact, the evidence points to the effectiveness of guided self-care delivered either in a book form or in the form of a digital app for those who can access it, but equally in the form of frontline community health workers delivering these interventions. This is extremely exciting.
We need to change not only the attitude of the adolescent, but also the surrounding environment. So we need to change the attitude of the parents and the teacher and the society.
Indigenous knowledge and historical development concepts are key to addressing the interlinked development priorities, from tackling poverty to improving maternal health to ensuring environmental sustainability.
Life in refugee camps and communities is a life. It can be well organized, and the rights of the people there must be respected. And among these are the need for control over one's fertility as a girl, as a woman, the need for care in pregnancy. These things don't pause during times of conflict.
What we're talking about here is not business as usual. It's about transforming the way we finance for development and finance for adolescents. Because the great themes of this conference is mental health, sexual reproductive health and rights, and nutrition and data. These are 4 underinvested, neglected areas of work, seriously underinvested in.
We need to deliver a demographic dividend that will energize economies, lift standards of living, and provide a more peaceful and sustainable future. At the moment, the potential of this demographic dividend is untapped and wasted in too many of our countries. Too often, the unique needs of adolescents are overlooked.
And so I always tell the young people that I mentor, mostly are ladies that I work with, and I tell them that whenever you don't have a seat at the table, dress comfortably to be able to sit on the floor, because you need to be part of that conversation either way. Yeah.
I want to hold leaders accountable, but how do I do it? What does accountability mean? What does that commitment mean? What do I do with this commitment? We all came together and started engaging and trying to come up with a tool that actually gives youth networks the power to drive their agenda.
One of the most important things that we can do is to ensure that our global policies, when it comes to the arms trade, reinforce principles of transparency and accountability and global social responsibility.
When we talk about 2030 and SDG 5, that's the goal that says we're going to have equality between men and women, boys and girls. This is the generation that's going to take that forward.
We are honored to stand with you, men and fair ladies.
People who deliver and much more than babies.
To days of abundance and knowledge behind us.
We're tied by commitment to change that will bind us.
Together for youth, adolescence and wealth.
with a toolkit, a heart, and a global strategy for health.
The success here was massive, and it went as it should.
But that's just the beginning to deliver for good.
We know, as you know, it takes blood, sweat, and time
to build such a mountain and then do the climb.
But adolescents cannot wait, and their health will be key
to changing the world and achieve the SDGs.
That's a nice one. Youth voices and choices, opportunities and needs
are defining the world, and we will proceed
with respect for their differences, involvements, and rights.
The recipe for progress and for winning the fight.